Hello everyone. So today I'm back with one more math topic, and this time I'm going to deal with decimals. Yes, I'm going to teach you how to compare and order decimal numbers and how to round off decimal numbers. So let's start. Okay, so children, let's start with comparing and ordering decimals. Decimal numbers are compared in the same way as other numbers by comparing the different place values from left to right. We also use the same symbols less than, greater than and equals to compare decimals. Here you need to remember one thing, children. In decimal numbers, the number of digits does not make a number greater or smaller. Only the value of the highest place determines the value of the decimal number. So let's see with few examples. First one. So children, this is the first example. You need to follow these 3 steps. First one, align the decimal points, fill in place values with zeros, compare digits from left to right until they are different. So here, as you can see, I've taken 2 decimal numbers. One is 9.25 and other one is 9.70. 9 is same, but after the decimal points in the 10th place, we have 2 different numbers, 2 and 7. And since you know that 2 is less than 7, so it's obvious 9.25 is less than 9.7. Now, second example. Here, children, as you can see, we need to find out which is greater, 0.57 or 0.549. So let's compare these decimals using a place value chart. As you can see in the above example, 0.57 has fewer decimal digits than 0.549. It is easier to compare 2 decimals when you have the same number of decimal digits. So an extra 0 is written to the right of the digit 7 in the decimal 0.57. And we are able to do this because 0.57 and 0.570 are equivalent decimals. They are same, they have equal values. So children, as you can see, after the decimal point in the 10th place, there is number 5, which is similar, which is same for both the numbers. And in the 100th place, there is 7 in one of the example, and in other example it's 4. So as you know that 7 is greater than 4, so it's obvious that 0.57 is greater than 0.549. Now the next example. Here in example 3, we have to order the following decimal numbers from least to greatest. So as per the 3 steps, we need to first line up the decimal points, then add 0 so all numbers have the same final place value, and at the end compare and order using place value. So children, the order from least to greatest is 14.95, then 15, then 15.01, and at the end 15.8. So here the least number is 14.95 and the greatest number is 15.8. Now, rounding decimals. So let's move to our new topic, which we are going to cover today, is rounding decimals. So today I'm also going to teach you how to round off decimal numbers. Okay, so for rounding decimals, you need to remember rounding rule. And the rule is, find your place and look next door. 5 or greater, add 1 more. All digits in front stay the same. All digits behind, 0 is the name. So that's the rule which you need to remember, children. So now let's start with rounding decimals to the nearest whole number. Yeah. how to round a number to the nearest whole number? Look at the tens digit. The digit after the decimal point is called tens digit. If it is less than 5, then round the number down by removing the decimal part of the number. If it is 5 or more, then round the number up by adding 1 onto the ones digit and removing the decimal part of the number. So as you can see the three examples, 3.8 rounds up to 4 because the tens digit is an 8. 6.29 rounds down to 6 because the tens digit is a 2. And 12.527 rounds up to 13 because the tens digit is a 5. So let's see a few more examples, children. Now let's see the first example. So here I am rounding off 1.4 to the nearest whole number. So as you can see the number line, children, 1.4 is nearer to 1 than to 2. So 1.4 is 1 when rounded off to the nearest whole number. So here answer is 1. Now the second example. Here I am rounding off 73.410 to the nearest whole number. As you can see, I have circled 3 which is in the units place, which is in the ones place, and after the decimal point in the tens place it's 4, and 4 is not greater than 5. So no change is necessary to the number 3. So children, answer is 73. Now one more example. Here I have taken 14.5. As you can see, I have circled the number which is in units place or which is in ones place, that is 4. And after the decimal point in the tens place, I have 5. And as you know that 5 is there in the tens place, so we need to increase 4 to 5. So the answer for this number is 15. Because 14.5, as you can see the number line, children, is closer to 15. Now, how to round off the decimals to the nearest tenth? So children, how to round a number to the nearest tenth? In this, you need to look at the hundredths digit, the digit after the tenths digit. If it is less than 5, then round the number down by removing the decimal part of the number after the tens digit. If it is 5 or more, then round the number up by adding 1 onto the tens digit and removing the rest of the decimal part of the number. So as you can see the three examples, 1.76 rounds up to 1.8 because the hundredths digit is a 6. 8.746 rounds down to 8.7 because the hundredths digit is a 4. 14.252 rounds up to 14.3 because the hundredths digit is a 5. So this is the first example which we are going to discuss. Here I have taken decimal number 25.378 and I have to round off this number to the nearest tenth. So children, 3 is at the tenth place, underline it. We look next door and find the number 7. So after 3, the next number is 7. So since 7 is more than 5, so we increase 3 to 4. So the answer is 25.400, or we can also write as 25.4. Now next example, 12.364. The 3 is in the tenths place. So let's see, will it stay a 3 or round up to a 4? Now look at the number after the line, after 3. If it is 5 or more, round the number in the tenths place up. Since the number after the 3 is a 6, this means you will round up. So we increase 3 to 4. The rounded answer for 12.364 is 12.400 or 12.4. Now the last example, children. 4.569. Again, what you have to do is circle the number which is in the tens place, that's 5. Underline the number which is in hundreds place, that is 6. So as you can see, the number after 5 is a 6. This means you will round up. So we increase 5 to 6. Therefore, the rounded answer for 4.569 is 4.600 or 4.6. I hope you understood the topic, children. So children, I hope you understood the topic. If you have any query regarding the topic or regarding anything related to decimal unit, you can send me a mail, okay? So practice and practice, and obviously after doing a lot of practice, you will be perfect. Thank you. Take care.